Hello and welcome to Lorindalandia. Today I would like to reflect on the second chapter of the psychology of money, entitled Luck and Risk. 1. Luck and risk are interconnected. Luck and risk are siblings. They are both the reality that every outcome in life is guided by forces other than individual effort. They are so similar that you can't believe in one without equally respecting the other. Luck and risk are interconnected. When I think about it, luck only comes with risk. If we didn't risk, we probably wouldn't feel lucky. Of course, feeling lucky can be a feeling that can be trained. You can feel lucky by the mere fact of being alive. You can feel lucky by the simple act of breathing. You can feel lucky by the wondrous act of walking. But usually, this feeling of luck without effort comes due to taking a risk, comes due to having an instance of a possibility of loss. For example, I deeply feel lucky to be alive. This is because I had dangerous moments in my life that I was lucky to survive. It's kind of that saying that you only value what you lose, and this reminds me and feels a lot like taking a risk. A risk is a risk because we are risking something. We are risking losing something. And then we get one of two results. Or it's a risk and we lost something, or the perception of losing something, or it's luck and we gained something, or the perception of gaining something. And we keep on taking risks because sometimes we are lucky or we have the hope to be lucky. The result of taking a risk is outside of ourselves. Or is it? When I apply this to my life, I think deep down in my intuition, I always knew the risks that were going to pay off and the ones that wouldn't. I consider myself a very lucky person because I have made a lot out of my life with very little. I made a lot of positive circumstances out of negative ones. And I did this by following my intuition. When I take risks from the ego, when I take what seems like a calculated and smart risk from the perspective of others, when I take risks based on what other people expect from me, when I take risks to gain some sort of social standing or egoic boost, those risks don't pay off for me. But when I take risks that I feel guided to, when I take risks coming from a place of passion and love, when I take risks coming from authenticity, I'm always lucky. And these are usually the risks that society deems the most irresponsible, the most likely to fail, the dumbest risk to take. Luck favors the brave, and bravery is following your heart desires. It takes true courage to follow a feeling in a world that only follows the mind. It takes true courage to follow an intuition without physical evidence. But he has never let me down. While the mind, the logic, the numbers, most of the times only led me astray. And I'm very grateful for that. 2. We are lucky. When judging others, attributing success to luck makes you look jealous and mean, even if we know it exists. And when judging yourself, attributing success to luck can be too demoralizing to accept. Everything worth pursuing has less than 100% odds of succeeding, and risk is just what happens when you end up on the unfortunate side of that equation. I found this perception of luck interesting because that is how we see the world a lot of times. But the reality is, there is no luck without risk. We all needed to put effort into it, some more than others. But we all had to risk something to feel lucky. We all needed to get out of our comfort zone to get lucky. If the positive outcome of risk is luck, we all just got lucky. But that doesn't negate that we had to put effort into it. That doesn't negate that we had to work hard for it. That doesn't negate that it was hard to achieve. And also, risk without luck isn't failure, it's a learning curve. And learning and knowledge are invaluable. I feel like sometimes what seems like failure can even be more valuable than what seems like success. A lot of times to get lucky, you need to learn, not fail. Luck comes with life experience. Luck comes from knowing how to move. And you can only get lucky by learning. Some of us might take a longer time to learn. Others might accept change easier, but we all needed to take an uncomfortable action to be able to progress. There is no progress without discomfort. There is no luck without risk. And a lot of times the risk is more valuable than the luck. 3. The value of failing. After spending years around investors and business leaders, I have come to realize that someone else's failure is usually attributed to bad decisions, while your own failures are usually chalked up to the dark side of risk. When judging your failures, I'm likely to prefer a clean and simple story of cause and effect, because I don't know what's going on inside your head. You had a bad outcome, so it must have been caused by a bad decision. It's the story that makes the most sense to me. But when judging myself, I can make up a wild narrative justifying my past decisions and attributing bad outcomes to risk. I think that giving more value to what is seen and not learned, it's seeing life at a very surface level. I would rather take advice from someone that failed 1,000 times than someone that only failed 100. I see a lot of value in experience, in knowledge, in wisdom. And these are things that are not easily seen or easily recognized as success parameters in our world. There is a lot to be learned in not easily succeeding. There is a lot to be said about experience. There is a lot of resilience to be gained by accepting failure as knowledge. For me, it builds courage. It builds long-lasting foundations for success. Easy come, easy go. It's the saying that comes to mind. I think accepting failure as a powerful experience can make the process of obtaining success way more enjoyable. I think seeing success as only one goalpost, only one visible way to succeed, it's a bit of a painful perspective to have. Because success is going to take failure. Luck is going to take risk. And if we are not enjoying the process, we are suffering during the process. And I find the process the most beautiful part of the journey. I find the harsh beginning the most impactful, I find the small little wins the most remarkable because when I actually achieve the goal that I was looking for, it doesn't feel as good as the little achievements made at the beginning. It doesn't feel as good as the first steps you took, the first little ways that you saw victory. And most of the times, when I get the achievement that I was so laser focused to get, I find myself thinking, and now what? What's next? But the journey, the obstacles you overcome, the little victories, the people that you met through it, the experiences that you had, the places you went, they will live forever in my heart, and they are always nice memories that I go back to. One lucky break or one supremely shrewd decision, can we tell them apart? Not easily. Risk and luck are doppelgangers. Success is a lousy teacher. Failure is only a bad thing if you are only enjoying the achievement. Failure can be a good thing if you enjoy the ride. Life is a compilation of failures that we turned into experience. We only learned to stand up because we kept on falling to the ground. For resilience is a path of success. The trick when dealing with failure is arranging your financial life in a way that the bad investment here and the missed financial goal there won't hype you out so you can keep playing until the odds fall in your favor. You only succeed if you keep on taking risks, if you keep on learning, if you keep on falling. And you can only maintain longevity when you are making sure that your needs are met. I think taking risks with a safety net is a very wise action to take. When you allow yourself the space to fail, you are giving yourself the opportunity to win. And space for failure can look like a saving account, a supportive environment, a soft perspective of the journey, compassion for yourself. But more important is that as much as we recognize the role of luck in success, the role of risk means we should forgive ourselves and leave room for understanding when judging failures. A safety net is not only physical but also mental. Taking failures as a positive thing instead of a negative can create a lot of resilience that allows you to keep going through the journey. Not being too hard on yourself and allowing yourself to make mistakes can be a powerful tool of resilience. Mistakes, failures, and the negative connotations that come with it can be transformed into wisdom, because wisdom is the intersection of knowledge with experience. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're listening.